For cheap GTA shark cards and other games, check out g2a.com, there's a link in the description, and of course use my discount code AZUO for an extra discount. Hello guys, what's going on? My name is Sam, or Chaotic, and welcome back to another GTA 5 video here on my channel. Now in today's video, I have a pretty awesome trick to share with you guys for the CEO Crate Warehouse business. For a long time, I've considered this one of the worst and one of my least favorite businesses to run in GTA Online for a number of reasons, but mostly because it was one of the first businesses ever released in GTA Online, which means it's not perfect, it's not refined, it can be quite time consuming to run, and quite difficult as well to run on your own. And since the release of this business, there have certainly been much better ones released. The import and export business, for example, it's my personal favorite, especially when it comes to making money and running it on your own. But there's now a new trick that's been recently discovered that makes the CEO Crate Warehouse business much easier to run than it was before, and that's what I want to share with you guys in this video. And I know for a fact there are still plenty of players out there in the community that are still using the CEO Crate Warehouse to make money in GTA Online. So using this trick, it will become much easier and much more profitable. So let's go ahead then and get straight into things. Now to start things off, of course assuming that you guys already know what the CEO Crate Warehouse business is and how to run it, I won't go into too much detail on how to set the business up and how to operate it. But as I'm sure you guys know, when it comes to actually sourcing crates and taking them back to your warehouse, you of course first have to make your way to your CEO office and purchase the crates that you want. And you have the option to either purchase 1, 2 or 3 crates. Now of course the less you purchase, the cheaper the crates are each, but the more you purchase, the more time efficient the process is. So of course I would recommend purchasing the maximum amount, which is 3. Now of course once purchased, you then have to go and collect the crates. And of course there are various missions on how you can collect these crates, but there are only really 2 different types of mission. The first type of mission, and this is the easiest one by the way, involves you simply making your way to the location, stealing a truck or a van, and driving it back to your warehouse. And no matter whether you purchase 1, 2 or 3 crates, all of those crates will be in this van, which means this mission can easily be done on your own in solo. Whereas the second type of mission is much more difficult, especially when doing it on your own, and can be a much lengthier type of mission. So basically when you get to the crate location, there won't just be 3 crates loaded in a vehicle, but instead these crates will be individually placed on the ground. And annoyingly, you can't just pick up all 3 crates at the same time and make your way back to your warehouse. You're limited to only picking up 1 crate at a time, which means you have to make 3 separate trips to your warehouse to drop these crates off if you're playing on your own. And it's this type of mission which really require help from friends, otherwise it can make it quite a difficult and lengthy mission to play. But as it turns out, there is a very simple way to bypass this limit of only being able to carry 1 crate at a time, and that's where this newly discovered trick comes into play. Because with this, what you can do is collect all 3 crates at the same time. Now for this, you're going to need an Avenger, which yes, is a pretty expensive purchase, and honestly, if you haven't got one already, then maybe this method isn't quite worth doing. But if you do, you can make full use and take advantage of having that Avenger and using it in the CEO Crate business. So what you want to do is land your Avenger on your office roof like I've done in the video, then make your way into your office. From here then, if you haven't already, of course register as a CEO, and of course make sure you're in a public session because this business can only be run in public lobbies. Now ideally, if you can, try and find yourself a lobby with as few people as possible. If you can find a lobby with just 2 or 3 players, that would be ideal. Keep changing sessions until eventually you find a lobby with as few people as possible. If you can't, do not worry, because with this trick, you can also hide some of the crates on the map as well, which we'll talk about in a few moments. But once in your office, of course, go ahead and buy 3 crates of cargo, stand up from your computer, and then make your way back to the roof where you want to get into your Avenger. Now it's worth noting, it doesn't particularly matter what mission you're given when it comes to collecting these crates. I would recommend using your Avenger to of course fly to the locations and to your warehouse, because it means you can fly around the map and make your way to these locations much quicker than of course using a vehicle to drive from location to location. So if when you get to the location, it's just a simple steal the vehicle and make your way to the warehouse, just leave your Avenger there. Of course, you can request it later on and take it back to your office. But if it's the same mission or similar mission to what I have right now in the gameplay, where when you get to the location, there'll be 3 individual crates, that's where the Avenger really comes into play. So as you guys can see in this particular mission example, I've made my way to the crate location, which is a crash site, and we have 3 crates dotted around the plane in the water. And surrounding the area, we have a load of police as well, protecting the crates. Now the idea being what you have to do is take out the police and then steal the crates one by one. But this is what you're going to want to do instead. Try and land your Avenger as close as possible to the crates, of course take out any police that you need to who may kill you, then go and steal your first crate. Once you have it, make your way back to the Avenger and enter the back of the Avenger itself. From here then, head towards the weapon workshop or the weapon bench and access it. And a few seconds later, back out. And as you can see in the gameplay, you'll then drop the crate alongside the weapon bench. From here then, just leave it inside the Avenger and walk back out of the Avenger and pick up your second crate and repeat the process. So I'm sure by now you guys can see where this is going. You can pick up the crates and drop them in the back of the Avenger, which you can then fly to your warehouse and drop inside. Which means you can transport and carry all 3 crates at the same time rather than separately and individually one by one. And what's even better and more beneficial about doing this, as you guys can see on the minimap if you take a look, these crates, when you put them in the back of the Avenger, aren't even located at your Avenger, but instead they're located under Mount Chiliad, where the interior of the Avenger is located. So with this trick, you can also hide the crates as well at a location where they can't even be destroyed. And if there are players in the session, if they take a look at the map, they'll see these are located at Mount Chiliad and potentially distract them, which makes them go to that location to try and find and destroy them. Anyway, but going back to the gameplay, as you guys can see, I've now collected my second crate, and for some reason, there is no blue circle at the back of the Avenger, which allows me to go inside, and when I go into the cab and I try and press the buttons which usually allow me to go into the back of the Avenger, it doesn't take me there. And that's because one of the 3 crates is always glitched. Basically it means you can't go into the back of the Avenger with that crate. Do not worry, this is what you want to do. If you pick up that crate, whether it's the first or second one you pick up, just kill yourself near the Avenger. It will of course drop the crate at that location, pick up the next crate and take that into the back of the Avenger instead and go back for that one last. Now we're not done just yet, there's one final thing you guys also need to know. When you take this second crate into the back of the Avenger, it can be quite awkward dropping it. So as you guys can see, when you make your way to the weapon bench and you drop it, it's basically going to box you in, which means when you try and leave, you're going to pick up one of the crates. But basically what you want to do, if this keeps happening, is move around and try and place it in a location where you have plenty of space to then walk in between the crates and leave the Avenger. Now this will take a few attempts as it's completely random where these boxes are placed on the floor, but eventually you'll get lucky and it'll place it far enough away so you can just walk in between them and then exit the Avenger. Now of course once you've done that and those 2 are now in the back of the Avenger, you can exit and make your way to pick up the third and final crate. Now as for this one, there's no need to put it into the back of the Avenger. In fact, there's no way of putting it in the back because like I said, it is glitched, it simply won't go in there. So what you can do instead is just pick it up, make your way into the pilot seat and fly to your CEO warehouse, where you can then drop these 3 crates off. So of course start with the one you've just picked up, the one which won't go in the back of the Avenger, walk inside of your warehouse, drop it off, turn around and go straight back out. Of course then enter your Avenger, pick up the second one on the floor, leave the Avenger and drop that inside your warehouse, and then of course finally walk back outside, go into your Avenger and pick up the third and final crate on the Avenger's floor. And of course, upon taking the third one in, it will then say cargo delivered, 3 out of 3 crates have been stored in your warehouse, and it will then state in the bottom left hand corner what your special cargo value is, which right now, as you can see, is valued at $112,000. Now of course, a full large warehouse is worth over $2 million, and that's why using this trick, it makes this business much better and much more profitable than it was before, because with this, you can now cut down that time it would have taken if you try to run this business in solo, and dropping crates off one by one individually if you get missions similar to the one which I've shown off in the gameplay. So there we go, that's pretty much it then for this video, and like I said, certainly a pretty awesome and useful trick which makes this business so much better than it was before. If you still run this business in GTA Online, in fact if you do, let me know right now in the comment section. Using this trick would of course make things so much easier and much faster as well. Anyway, but with that being said, that's pretty much it then for this video. Of course, as always, I want to get your thoughts and feelings on this trick, so go ahead and leave a comment right now. If you guys could also drop a like as well, it would of course be greatly appreciated, and it helps me out a lot. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you do, because I upload all the latest and the greatest Grand Theft Auto 5 content. So as always guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.